I got scammed in Switzerland again, this time for a lot more money. And a lot of other people are getting scammed this way too. So let me explain the way they do it. It's people that own properties, because especially around cities, I was in Zurich. Around cities, it's really hard to get accommodation because everybody wants to go to Switzerland because of the pay is so high. So like when you go look for an apartment, there's people coming every 10 minutes. So I'd been looking and looking and looking and looking, and eventually I found this place that just seemed perfect. It was right near the lake. I'm not going to say which neighborhood it was in or who the people were. Yeah, right near the lake, so I could go for early morning swims, and I was just blown away. And I told them, listen, you know, I can give you the deposit, which is 2 months rent, which is like $1,500 a month. So and then, you know, that's $3,000. I can give you that up front. That's how desperate I was. I said, I can give it to you. I can put it into your account tonight. And they were like, yeah, sure. And then I went, and they showed me the contract, and the contract looked good. I memean, for a newbie. And on it said Zimmer/Büro, which means room/office. Now in English, a slash would mean or, but in German or Swiss, it means it's the same thing. It means room and office. Okay, now that's a very, I know it's a small technicality, but this is one that these landowners have been doing for a long time. Because then when I went to go and register myself, and luckily it was only a little bit later, was like 2 months later, when I went to go and register myself at the einwohnerdienste, or the local municipality, let's call her Frau von Bissenhauer. Okay, that wasn't her real name, but let's call her that. She said to me, she said, oh, this place, oh right, you're not allowed to live there. Even though the place had a bed and was completely made for living. She says, no, you're not allowed to live there. In fact, that these landowners have been doing it for 8 years with tenants, and we're going to send police round tonight, and we're going to keep on sending police around just to make sure that you're not living there. And I'd already signed this contract, and of course, legally now I'm bound to pay the rent, which is $1,500 a month for 12 months, plus I'd given the deposit. But now I'm not allowed to live there. So now that's a lot of money. That works out to, I don't know, you can do the maths, but I actually don't even like doing the maths. But it gets worse. Then I lost a key. All right, I went swimming and then left the key on the train, and so I contacted the landowners immediately. Now this is before I'd found out that what they were doing was illegal. Contacted them immediately, and they said, okay, well that's going to be $4,000. Actually more, $4,500. We need to replace all the locks. So I found out about that, and that was also rubbish, but not according to them. I start getting these threatening emails, pages and pages of threatening emails. I've got actually a book of threatening emails, of intimidating emails. And so eventually I replied and I said, listen, I'm onto you guys. You guys said that this was a residence and it's an office, and I'm not allowed to live there anymore. I had to go stay with my sister for 2 months. Yeah, I had to make plans to stay somewhere. I had to stay on a friend's couch. And I still had to pay them, but now they wanted, so not just the like $15,000 for the whole year, they wanted an extra $4,000 and probably the deposit as well. So we're looking at close to $20,000 of an apartment that I couldn't live in anymore. Now, so the threatening emails carried on, and especially when I told them I was onto them, then it really started getting intense, like days and days and days of threatening emails, to a point where I started getting afraid, like, because they said, oh, they contacted the police and the police knew about me, smiley face, like, and I thought, okay, what have I done? The tram, I got caught for not paying the tram, so I had to pay $100 there, and maybe they wanted me for that, or was it something else that I did? Was it, and it starts playing around in your mind. And I went away. Actually, what I did was, because of the amount of threatening emails, I kind of got onto them. I was like, okay, this is maybe a tactic, okay, because of the amount of fear and the amount of desperation that I felt in for weeks, and I wasn't sleeping at night, and I was just going like, how am I going to, okay, I'd already accepted in my mind that I was going to have to pay for the whole year, but the extra 4,500 for a key and the 2,500 for the deposit, I wasn't happy giving up, because that's, I don't know, that's $7,000 US. I mean, that in South Africa, that would be like enough to support a small family for a year. So, and that was hard. I really worked hard for that money, So anyway, then what I did was, okay, I thought, well, I'm leaving. So what I can do is, if she has contacted the police, because they were threatened, I was really scared. So I thought, no, on the airplane, just before I get onto the airplane, I'm going to phone her, because the way that I've learned to deal with sort of these aggressive type people. And so I phoned and I said, in quite a harsh voice, I said, how stupid are you? Because if this ever comes to court, those emails that you sent me, were very, like anyone who knows anything about law knows that, because in the emails that I replied to them, I was always courteous and cordial. And I said, if this ever comes to court, the judge will take one look at your emails and go, and just not like you, just because of this way that you've been, speaking to me, calling me a thief, and calling me a liar, saying, and just really, really rude, and, and the text messages as well. So I said, how stupid are you? But I did make the mistake of swearing, which I did not know in Switzerland is illegal. It's illegal to swear in Switzerland at somebody. So that was their loophole. But I didn't have anything from them for 6 weeks. So I thought, well, this is sorted out, maybe the key, it was only really the key money that I was worried about. I'd already made peace with the fact that I couldn't even live in a place that I couldn't rent. So that's already like $15,000 that I'd already lost. I'd already made peace with that. It was just the extra, I don't know, $7,000 that they still wanted, that I was completely not at peace with. I spoke to my priest, my pastor, spoke to him, and he said, well, Jesus would have just given them the money. I was like, yeah, but I'm not Jesus, like $7,000. So eventually I came back to Switzerland, and with a lot of fear, actually went to the police, and they explained to me that, oh no, this happens a lot, and what you've done by coming to us is very brave, because there's a lot of immigrants coming into Zurich, and there are a lot of people that are landowners that own the tiniest of apartments. And my apartment was, I don't know, it was tiny. It was 1 bedroom with a kitchen. And they said that there's so many immigrants. There are people coming from Ukraine, there are people coming from all over, from war-torn places that are coming there legally, and then they get caught by these landlords. So it's kind of, it's not just you, it's like there's a lot of people that this is happening to. And that just was such a relief to know that it wasn't just me. Not to say that I got my money back, but just to know that I was on the right side of the law. So there was I think I lost a lot of hair, these wrinkles as you're seeing, but got resolved, and that was a year ago, and I only feel at peace talking about it now. So I just hope this helps someone that isn't going to get scammed. What the police told me is that document that I signed, which was only about 6 pages long, they said, no, it's got to be a document of like 20 or 30 pages long, and always get your lawyer to look at it. So, or a legal representative to look at it. There's lots more that I can share with you about this. If you want to inbox me, if you are wondering about your lease in Switzerland, I can share more. Thank you.